5 wide receivers I'm going to look to dump this week and trade away heading into Week 10, especially with the trade deadline in most leagues happening this Thursday. So the first guy is Terry McLaurin of the Washington football team. I know people are probably thinking, why would I sell Terry off? Because Alex Smith now is the quarterback there, and he just likes going short. McLaurin, he still had a good game with Smith, but he caught this crazy 80-yard touchdown in between two defenders and broke a tackle, so that's not going to happen every week. He had 8 targets, 7 catches, 115 yards, and that touchdown, like I mentioned. But with Smith in there, it's going to be more the short game, more the tight ends, and J.D. McKissick out of the backfield. And after coming off a good game this week versus a weak Giant defense, this is a good week to sell Terry McLaurin high and get a good running back with another receiver you like better. So he'll be the first guy I'll look to trade away this week. The second guy is DeAndre Johnson of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Once again, he's hit this list this week as Johnson, and this week he had 14 fantasy points in PPR format. But it looks like Juju Smith-Schuster once again is the main man there. And Claypool, he had a bunch of targets and looks in this game. Johnson finished the game with 10 targets, 6 catches, 77 yards, and a rush for 4 yards. But he's the meaning of Mr. Inconsistency is Johnson on the year. He's had a few games where he's had 1 or less points, and this is a good matchup he took advantage of, and he had 14 fantasy points. But I just can't trust this guy. This is the week, especially going into the deadline, I'm going to sell him. So sell him off if you can. The third guy's Mike Evans of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and him and Brady, they just can't find it, man, for whatever reason. Evans, he's been bailed out a lot this year by the touchdowns. And last night versus the New Orleans Saints in a train wreck of a game, on 6 targets, he only had 4 catches for 64 yards. And Evans, the production's just not there. Without a touchdown, he's getting you anywhere from only 5 to 10 points. Chris Godwin's back. Antonio Brown, I'm not going to lie, he looked decent in his return after being off for a year. And he was getting targets from Brady deep and stuff, but just too many mouths to feed here in Tampa Bay. So Mike Evans, if you could get even something decent for him, he's a guy I would go out there and sell away. The next guy's DJ Moore, the Carolina Panthers. It looks like he's the 4th guy in the pecking order over there is DJ Moore, especially with McCaffrey back in the mix now for the Carolina Panthers. And another piss-poor performance for DJ Moore. 3 targets, 2 catches, 18 yards. You're not going to drop this guy, but he just can't take advantage of the matchups and the coverage. Like I said, McCaffrey's back. Curtis Samuel took a front seat to him, and Robbie Anderson, who's been a solid fantasy receiver all year. So him and Bridgewater, maybe not in sync, or just corners, they're covering more well, and he can't get open this year. So DJ Moore's a guy I'm going to look to sell away before the deadline hits. This week, you're not going to get much value for him, but he's a guy just like DeAndre Johnson that I can't trust starting in my fantasy football lineup. So yeah, Moore, he's a guy I'm getting rid of heading into this week. And the 5th and final guy is DJ Chark of the Jacksonville Jaguars. It was good to see Chark have a good ball game for once. But this is the week you sell him off, Chark. He was inconsistent the whole season. It looked good with the rookie Jake Luton in there. But Chark, if he didn't catch that 75-yard touchdown, his numbers would have been mediocre. I like that he had 12 targets, 7 catches for $146 and a touchdown. But like I said, he's another guy I can't trust him on a week-in and week-out basis. And now he's got a couple tough defenses coming up in Green Bay and Pittsburgh. So those numbers, they could fall flat again. Chark, he's had a few games this year in single digits, so it wouldn't surprise me if that happened. It was good to see him break out, but this is what you do, man. You sell high, and if, like I said, you need a running back, I'd rather have a good running back than DJ Chark at this moment in time in fantasy football. So that's 5 wide receivers I'm looking to sell away and trade heading into Week 10.